Just tell me the basics about what we need to know about the outlet store.
Well, it's open to the public. A lot of people don't know that, so they think it's an outlet is for people other than themselves, because we have a lot of retail stores as well. We are open 7 days a week. We're open for 12 hours a day. The majority of the folks here, and that's 80 to 85%, resell items that they find here on eBay, on Craigslist, swap meets, garage sales. They're supplementing or making their living, and at many times, this is a business for them, and it's hard work. They are here longer than our managers because their shifts are longer. So we see our loyal customers here a lot. Then there is the 15 to 20% of customers, might be like you and I, who are looking to buy things for their kids that they can outgrow in a nanosecond, and they don't lose cost per wear value, right? They're really smart about their dollar. They know how to stretch their dollar, and they know how to find it here, and they have the patience and the skill to do so. What has happened with these donations prior to this stop, they've actually been in a retail Goodwill store for about 4 weeks. This outlet receives all the donations from all the Clark County stores and the Warrenton store. So it continuously has a huge flow of donations, thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds. That is one of the reasons these folks keep coming back, because the floor changes. About 80,000 pounds a day disappears every day from this store. It's going out to somebody's trunk, it's going back to our collection area, or if it doesn't find a home and it's just awful, it has to go to the landfill. But we try as best we can to minimize that, because of course that takes away from our mission. And the only reason why we sell anything and collect anything is the revenues raised keeps all our free job programs free. Last year, thousands of community members were served through our Job Connection program, ESL program, and our Career Center programs. And we want to continue to serve. We've been here for 90 years, and this is one way we do it. Because this is commerce for a lot of folks, this is business, and they're very focused. We'd rather all hands and elbows are at our sides before that table, after that table stops, right? And we want to make sure it's an even playing field for everybody. So they're waiting, and obviously these are seasoned folks. We see a lot of regulars. They're at the front door when we open, and they stay till close, which is 8 o'clock. And we're grateful. If we didn't have this opportunity to offer one more time these donations, it would all go back to our salvage recycle program, where it sold pennies on the pound. This is one more public way, and it's an inexpensive way, because the great majority of items are sold by the pound, and there's signage right up there. If you get 25 pounds or more, it's less per pound. So you'll see shopping carts that are full to the brim, and sometimes covered with a piece of clothing, because they're working on another cart, because they'll go and see what the retail value is at home online and see what possible value they can extract from that find. This just helps us serve more people. There are Goodwill systems all over the country. We're one of 160, and there are Goodwill systems without outlets, and an awful lot of the items that they have has to go to salvage or go to the landfill. And we'd rather, your good intention's really important to you. You give it to us. The more money we can make from that good intention, the more people we can help. And that's why we've been around for 90 years, is to help folks. Things that we buy the most of in this area, we know because they float downstream to us. Number one is clothing, so you'll see the most in clothing is textiles. You'll see bedding and pillow and lots of clothes. The second most often thing we receive at this Goodwill is housewares, pots, pans, knickknacks. So you'll see bins just with housewares. The third most often thing we receive, because it rains a lot, is books, DVDs, and CDs. We entertain inside. The fourth is electronics, and the fifth is shoes, belts, hats, and scarves, accessories. Trying to get a whole row here, and then they'll roll them out. Textiles, again, number one item that we receive. We have behind you what's called a dumper. A dumper is so we can save the backs and the shoulders and the necks and arms of our employees. Soft goods are dumped into the dumper, and then they're immediately dumped on the table because our folks expect to see fresh stuff constantly. It doesn't matter that it's already been in the retail floor for 4 weeks. To them, it's fresh, and they want that bargain. Also is a place where things go that shouldn't sell. One of those things are hazmat items. So what would be in your garage, paints and bleaches under your kitchen sink. And what we have to do is we have to separate them and get them ready for hazmat. And it's an expensive thing to do, and it takes away from community services because that's revenue loss. So we ask people to be mindful when they give to us. The only thing we have to worry about when we bale is down filling, because the baler's going to smash stuff and that makes a big mess. So they're looking for that, but mostly they're making what I call clothing and textile babies. Those bales are 1,000 to 1,200 pounds each. What doesn't sell on the outlet floor needs to go someplace, and we'd rather it not go into a landfill. So we have business relationships this year with 44 recyclers and salvagers combined. We break things into categories as deep as 18. Everything from your pots, your pans, your clothing, your copper wire. We have mixed wire. We have, of course, the electronic items from eCycle. We have somebody who's going to take this all away, and it's not going to go into anybody's landfill. The money that comes back, the revenue, goes to keep those free job services free. So this is one more step. When we ask people why they give, the number one reason is convenience, which I get, we're busy. The second most popular reason that they give is the earth. So we really want them to know this. Goodwill has received multiple sustainability awards, which are international. We receive the most in the world, so we really should be good stewards with what we receive. And salvaging as much as we possibly can makes the difference, we think, in the Pacific Northwest and the planet as a whole.